Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we are about to have Evolution here this weekend. This week is loaded. This whole entire week just has so much stuff, and I'm really excited. So, we're gonna have a bunch of videos. Probably end up having double videos almost every single day because, yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. So, let's just jump into this one. There is 7 matches announced so far, and we don't actually know all the details, to be honest. So this is a little bit like kind of jumping the gun on one of the matches at least, but I feel like it's still worth talking about, and we can always make a side video if something else happens. So we go to start off with the Evolution Battle Royale. We have absolutely no clue who anybody that is in here. There could be 10, there could be 20, there could be 30 women. I honestly feel like you should stack this. This should be a 30-woman Battle Royale. I feel like between NXT and all their different stuff, and even if they wanted to use a little bit of TNA stuff, I think all of that would make this like the chef's kiss card of having everything that you could possibly have, and with everybody who's just anybody in the WWE or even outside of wrestling. I think this is a Stephanie McCord win. I feel like that's kind of where they're going for. The winner of the Battle Royale does get a match at Clash at Paris, and I think like that would be naturally where the next progression of her storyline goes. It does suck that the U.S. title isn't being, here. I mean, they just had a match, so they probably wouldn't have much of a rivalry to put up on here. But every other title being up is still pretty nice. So I'm not going to complain too much, but I wouldn't mind seeing if that being added because it would be nice to see Julia. I do think there's possibly a shot that we might still get it. Next up is the tag match. This one's a little bit complicated because we know Raquel and Roxanne are the tag team champions currently, and the only team to qualify is Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So we don't know what the NXT champions or NXT team and the Raw team is going to be. So I honestly don't think they'll make the shot like to change anything here. I mean, the Judgment Day storyline is heated up with all of them having gold, and I don't think they should just let that go away after a week or two. Like that just feels kind of pointless if you're going to do all of this. If there's a bigger story that's going to be said. So I definitely think they're going to win. I still think it's going to be the Kabuki Warriors and probably Silric and Zarya that make it in there, but it also could be the Dungeon Dolls on Raw. And so I have a whole video on my site if you want to hear about that. Just it's probably like what, maybe 10, 15 videos ago. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, next up we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Now I feel like this match is gonna have the craziest thing happen because Naomi can't lose here, and Jade cannot lose here. It needs to be a DQ, or it needs to be some type of crappy finish because, like where Naomi cheats to win. Because how do you have that? How do you have this thing happen with this being what is going to go on? Like, you can't have the Money in the Bank winner lose, and you can't have the person who's the number one contender lose. So something has to happen. Honestly, the very big list of things that could happen, I do think there's a good shot Bianca comes back and saves Jade from getting beaten up or like accidentally cost her the match to set up, some future storyline that could definitely happen. A lot of people also thinking maybe Lash Legend will debut as working with Naomi, and that could set up a Lash and Jade Cargill feud going down the line, and possibly even having like at SummerSlam Lash versus Bianca Belair. I would be 100% on board with that. I'm completely happy. But the whole problem with that is that the whole thing with Lash and Jakara Jackson being split up, other than them releasing Jakara Jackson, was like, oh, she's going to be on her own and have singles stuff, and then they throw her right back into a tag team or a faction. It's kind of pointless. But again, if that's what's up for grabs, I'm completely happy about it. Then we have JC Jace versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's title. Now, to be honest, this should be Jordan Grace. I don't really know what they're going to do with Jace. I feel like her being like the most beatable champion that everybody's labeled her. I think she might last kind of long just because of that, but I honestly would be 100% happy with Jordan Grace winning here. So I guess I'm going to go Jordan Grace. I just think I'm going to go with my heart here. Also, on the last one, I do think it's going to be a no contest. I don't think anybody's going to win. Technically, I would think Naomi will be the one that wins, but it'll be like maybe by DQ or something. Like a DQ might just end the match for a no contest, something like that, something crazy. They really specify. Next up, we have the Intercontinental Triple Threat. This honestly could like main event the show because it's going to be probably the best wrestling, but it's going to be Lyra versus Becky Lynch versus Bayley for the title. This is kind of what we wanted to have this whole thing build up to, and I think it's going to be nice. I think this is going to be a amazing match, and my pick is Bayley. I think Bayley wins here and holds on to that title and still feuds with both of them for a little bit going into SummerSlam. I think no matter what, whoever wins this is still not free of this feud, and I'm okay with it. I do feel like out of the three, Lyra should be the one that doesn't win here, but wins at SummerSlam if they're going to make the shot. I just think it wouldn't be great for the story that she just wins it back right away. Only being what like a month out of last time. I mean, we don't mind a little bit of movement, but that's a little bit too much. So I'm going with Bayley here. Then we got the two championship matches. Now this is just kind of like they're kind of out of the blue matches because they even like said it. You just get to pick your opponent because they didn't want to actually set up a huge storyline. So we're gonna just do our best here. But Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. There is no way in hell that Trish wins here because if Trish wins here, then she faces Jade Cargill at SummerSlam. I don't see that. Why have Tiffany Stratton lose the belt to somebody that is a veteran? Like the whole point is that she is beating well-established stars to build up her star potential and her star title run. You know, like her title run needs that type of stuff. It really needs a big win here, especially if she's going to lose the belt at SummerSlam or via cash in at SummerSlam. She really needs to win here, like a dramatically faction. I think this match is going to be really good. I think Tiffany's going to hopefully have that signature win for this title run between this and the Charlotte Flair win at WrestleMania would make this title run, I think solidify as a good run. So I'm happy about that if the match goes according to plan. And then we have Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. This is like a dream match type thing. I like when they go against each other. I don't honestly see the point of pulling the belt off Io. I mean, she's only had the one successful defense at WrestleMania, and she's not really done anything else with the belt. Not against her, but just story wise, they haven't had her feuding. And I feel like her natural progression was still to face Asuka, and I feel like they need to have the belt there. So I feel like you have Io win here. I mean, she's undefeated against Rhea Ripley. Losing to her one more time, I don't think will be that detrimental to Rhea Ripley, and it would be shocking. I mean, if she beats Rhea clean, then Rhea has no ground to stand on based off of the when she lost the title, blaming Bianca Belair, and I think it's the right call. I think it's just definitely the right call. So I'm going with Io Sky here. I don't think any of the belts really change on the top. I mean, I think like the Intercontinental Championship is probably the highest percentage, then the NXT Championship, and then the Tag Team Championship. And then the two main belts, I really just don't see them going anywhere because of that. I don't also feel Naomi's going to cash in. I do think we might have a fake cash in here. That also could be the way that Rhea loses, that she tries to cash in on Io, even though it's been she has had no interactions with her to even maybe, you know, tease it, but it would be out of the blue that could possibly work to kind of give Io that upper hand without having to make Rhea look weak. And, they tend to do that. So, yeah, if you guys like this type of content, I do prediction videos and I do match card reviews afterwards. So, after the event, we'll have a whole rundown of the whole entire event and we'll rate it on a tier list system. And we do that for everything. And there's so much stuff. We got Raw, we got NXT, we have Evolve this week, we have a bunch of AEW programming going up into All In. We have All In this weekend, we have Saturday Night Main Event, we have Evolution. It is a Great American Bash, just everything that you can think of. I mean, I can just go on and on and on and on. So if you like this type of content, we're going to be putting up a lot of it this week. This is going to be one of those golden weeks, kind of similar to WrestleMania, where just so much stuff is going on that it needs its own time to kind of breathe with having so much stuff. So yeah, look forward to all that. The Saturday main event will probably be the next video up. I'm waiting on Raw because I have a feeling there'll be something there that will have it, but we'll see. Until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.